Yeah, I think what you're starting to see is there's great examples of certain games that are coming on the platform that are continuing to increase, I'd say, in quality and scope and things like on arcade, where they'll actually be released directly to digital distribution immediately. With games on demand, the focus to date has been games that are in back cataloging, giving players opportunity to simply download games maybe they didn't have a chance to get when they originally released. We're continually evaluating what is the right balance with our publishers, with our retailers, and with the digital distribution model. I think it's a matter of time, how long that timeline is, until everything starts to move almost date and date. But there is no plan to do that right now for AAA titles.
The gentleman directly behind with the grey t-shirt.
How do massively multiplayer games fit into sort of the Xbox Live strategy? Because you've done some in the past, like with Phantasy Star and
PSO
Final Fantasy 11, but there's been a lot of talk of like Final Fantasy 14 not coming to the Xbox. How do massively multiplayer games fit in?
You know, I think we're always welcome and open to bringing massively multiplayer games online within Xbox Live, similar to the work that we did with Square on Final Fantasy and with PSO. When we kind of take a look at Live, to a certain degree, Live is an MMO. It's an MMO that allows you to get together, build community, and jump around from games to games. Does it have all the same mechanics as you would find in a World of Warcraft? No. Could they be related, and could you tie those things together? There's no doubt. So there is no policy, there is no strategy that says MMOs wouldn't be on the platform, and I think you'll continue to see evolvement of that over time.
What's the limiting factor in bringing more television content on demand to the platform? Is it the relationships with the distributors, or is it the wanting to curate the content you put on to make it most relevant to the audience?
Well, I think for example, we just launched Canal Play in France about 2 weeks ago. That actually brought 6,000 pieces of movie and television content on demand, VOD on demand into France. So I think you have partners that actually can bring that content rapidly. Sky's another example of someone who we were able to partner with. Netflix in the US, Hulu. One of the challenges you have, I'll go back to, are the rights holders. Clearing rights for different ways of distributing content, not always simple, not always straightforward. It's usually done when you bring it onto a new platform on a studio by studio basis or rights holder by rights holder basis.
Do you not have rights holders sort of pushing content at you all the time, saying, here, put this on the platform for more exposure?
We have, when we partner together with an aggregator, yes, of course. I think a lot of times rights holders still get scared about different ways that their content's being distributed and ensuring that both from a security standpoint, from undermining traditional distribution models that they have. They're very conscious of that. So it does take quite a bit of relationship management to continue to push this forward.
Any other questions before we go? Oh, well, this gentleman first, and then before we go. Could I just ask quickly, is Tom McDonald in the house? Oh, there you are. 6 people. It's good to see you. Please carry on.
Hi. I just wondered, kind of touching on the NRA question. There was 1 versus 100 was something I thought was a really great idea. But kind of, it's quite vague, and I wonder if there's any more plans to...
I think one versus 100 was a great example of taking something that, if you kind of glance at it, it's a traditional game show that you would watch on TV. It's a linear program, it's time-based. It was an event that brought people together. I used to be part of the platform team, running the platform team, which was the base level of Live. Since then, we've created a studios team. It's called Xbox Live Studios. And Xbox Live Studios is different than Bungie, or different than Rare, and different than Lionhead. We're actually focused on entertainment experiences. The team that did 1 versus 100 now is actually part of our team. So when you start to look forward and you start to think about how entertainment might be transformed, you can start to see the direction. 1 versus 100, we believe, was, from a user experience standpoint, groundbreaking and very successful. It's not something we've walked away from. It's actually something we learned quite a bit from. And it goes back to, okay, you've created game mechanics. What kind of broader entertainment mechanics could you wrap around mainstream entertainment? And we believe that a lot of the learnings and technology and experiences that came out of 1 versus 100, you'll be seeing wrapped around broader entertainment. Thank you for asking that one. Yeah,
Just can I supplement that quickly? Actually, would live content or simulcast or some elements of that being on broadcast television, would that have up the stakes there at all, do you think, for 1 versus 100?
I think that there's a broad understanding of what 1 versus 100 was. I think as a gamer, as somebody who was on live within our audience, they got it right away.
Yeah.
I don't think that I think it was a tough proposition for someone who might not have known 1 versus 100 as a brand to say, I'm going to come over and play this. So to your question, I think as we look forward, it has to be very symbiotic with the linear broadcast environment. It has to be for us to really break the barrier and create a differentiated experience where we're not only wrapping these social and gaming experiences around content, but transforming it. You have to take a piece of content, I believe, or you have to work with a partner that's distributing content that the entire world already knows.
Okay, cool. Pauline, did you?
I actually had the exact same question about 1 versus 100.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Export Live? This is your last chance.
Hi there. I just really wanted to find out, really, it's more of a kind of a gamer question, really, a gamer-oriented question. When I've used Xbox Live in the past, I generally hop on Skype to talk to my friends because the quality of the voice is pretty good. Is there a plan, a conscious plan for you guys to improve the voiceover aspect of the gaming? I'm not having a go about it, but it just always felt a bit sort of poor compared to things like Skype, etc.
It's part of the work that's going on with the Kinect integration and what we did with the actual array mic. Part of that is actually upgrading and doing work to the codec and the audio infrastructure that'll then be rolling out, and you'll start to see that when the service updates this fall. So.
Because I wondered if that was a factor of the bandwidth that was available when it was first.
No, actually, I mean, the codec that we used when we first launched was very a low-bit codec, and we stuck with that. I mean, when we launched and we said we required broadband, we required a 64K connection, which not many people really think of as broadband any longer. But that was the minimum requirement to actually run the service at the time. So, the answer to your question is it's time for us to move on, and especially if we want to think about broadening, like cracky headset on the top of your head, not what people think of when they talk about talking to the friends.
Thank you.